All right. And actually, 1 second, let me. Okay. Welcome to our August 14th weekly update about the Lifeboat Academy. And just to be transparent about what we've been working on and what we're going to be working on, and brought to you live via Zoom, and will be available on our YouTube channel almost immediately upon completion. By this afternoon, it should be up. So we will start by going around and giving each of us an opportunity to introduce ourselves. And just to keep it interesting, when we go around, what aspect of the Lifeboat Academy are you most curious about this week? And the circle, as I see it, is Ronnie, Jennifer, Roland, then me. So Ronnie, what has your curiosity this week?
I'm curious what kind of engagement and responses we will get to doing the outreach, sharing the blurbs, sharing graphics out with folks. I'm curious to see if people share them. Please share them, and what kind of things come about because of that. Over to, I don't remember. Jennifer. Yeah.
All right. Hello. This is my first day as an official intern at the Lifeboat Academy, so I'm curious about how that's all going to pan out. I'm also curious about reclaiming the commons, and I hope that everybody watching and listening to this is too. And I'm curious about what other people are curious about, so I'd love to see that in the comments. Over to you, Roland.
So there are many parts to the Lifeboat Academy, and the what we're mostly focused on right now is the property at 9891 Spalding Road on South Pender Island. And I am curious about how we are, how we will be navigating it, how we are navigating it, because it's crunch time. And I feel a lot of pressure around it, and it's giving me this opportunity to learn how to navigate pressure, which is a key to resilience. So I am curious about just being on the farm, how we're doing in relation to that. Over to Ben.
I think at the moment I am most curious about Regenerate Cascadia, and I'll be giving an update on that shortly, but I've got a meeting in the works with Brandon Letzinger, and I think now it feels like we've got a handle on the podcast, and now I'm curious about Regenerate Cascadia, so I'm looking forward to that. Just a reminder to folks, or if you're just stumbling on this video for the first time, what we are attempting to do is establish the first campus of the Lifeboat Academy at 9891 Spalding Road on Sedaeus, also known as Pender Island. And our goal is to create a model of resilience and regeneration that we can share with others, where we are looking at the person, place, and community level. So personal resilience, like Roland is talking about, how do we deal with pressure and change and uncertainty? At the place level, how do we actually grow food in a sustainable, resilient way? And at the community level, how do we actually work well together and figure out how we can weave together our strengths so that our weaknesses become irrelevant? And ultimately, it's not just about what we're doing here at Spalding Valley, but it's really about how we can support a growing network of these kinds of local experiments and stay connected with each other so that we're all a little bit stronger and we all do a little bit better. So we've got a bunch of things that are going on. As Roland said, our main focus right now is trying to figure out how to secure funding and investment so that we can purchase the property that we are currently leasing. We have letters of intent, which is going to be our main marker for how much support we have financially and otherwise to be able to purchase the property. So I'm just so proud of it. I brought it up and I want to show people what the letter of intent looks like, because we have it's basically set up in a online DocuSign program. And so it gives people the opportunity to make a non-binding commitment to the kinds of shares that they are interested in, linked to our articles of incorporation, so people know exactly what they're getting involved in. Basically, this is the first step. And once we get investors on board, then we will finalize our agreements so that we know that everyone's on the same page. And then we'll be doing a more formal agreement to follow that. So very exciting to end. There's so much technology that goes into, or navigating the technology to make something like that work. You have no idea, but we persevered and we muddled through and we got it done. So those are already out and they're going out and they'll continue to go out. So please let us know if there's somebody that we should add to the list who might be open to investing in the farm, and then we can send out a letter of intent and answer any questions they might have. We also have in the pipe is an email that's going to go out today to my extended modus operandi network. And that is kind of bringing people in that network up to speed on what we're doing with the lifeboat. And in addition to the people that are already on board with the lifeboat, we have blurbs that are going out that provide easy to share social media meme-like posts and easy to share emails. And like Ronnie said, we're all very curious about how broadly we can get those circulated. So we're looking for as much help as we can get. And we also continue to have leads coming through. Usually when we have a meeting, we are gathering 2 or 3 other people that we should talk to, or organizations that we should talk to. And so part of our work is just getting through and keeping up on those contacts. And I mentioned briefly that we've been working on Regenerate Cascadia. We're still in the early stages, but I think the short form is what the Department of Bioregion Cascadia is attempting to do is very similar to building the lifeboat network as we've envisioned it. And so we're in conversations to see how what we are offering can support what they are doing, and will simultaneously help us launch our lifeboat network. And one of the next steps in that is we're planning a invitation-only presentation of our first webinar for the people, sort of the people in the inner circle for the Regenerate Cascadia, since that's kind of the framework that we're proposing. So that's in the works, and I'm going to hand it over to Ronnie to give us an update on podcasts.
So we met with Andy Wildman, our friend and co-conspirator over in Tasmania last week, and we had a final meeting to talk through. So we're actually planning to do 2 podcasts with him. The first one we're starting more immediately is about supporting him as he builds his lifeboat in Tasmania. So we'll be walking him through our lifeboat building process, our 5-step process. We are working towards setting up a space suitable for recording here on the farm so that we can do those podcasts and hopefully other podcasts. And the second podcast we're working on with Andy is for folks who are part of the organization called Earth Regenerators, specifically projects that were awarded funding from their Vivero fund. And that will be sort of an exploratory shared learning podcast. And we have our first recorded conversation scheduled for August 23rd, which is coming up. So that's very exciting. No matter what happens, we're pressing record and seeing what we get, and that will become the first episode. So very, very exciting. Back to you, Ben.
Well, and I think the last thing that we want to give people an update on is our growing team. As Jennifer mentioned, she is now on the farm, and she and her plants are happily ensconced. And so this is actually kind of the first Monday on the farm. So it's our first week together formally, but we had such an easy go of it during your Gumboot Boot Camp. I anticipate swift integration. So that's very exciting. And then tomorrow we have another woofer coming who's going to be here for 2 weeks. Is that right, Ronnie? 10 days. Jessica will be arriving tomorrow, and we're looking forward to that, especially because with all of the outreach and all of the sort of computer-based work that we're doing, we don't get as much time taking care of farmy stuff as we would like. And now also having Jennifer here is going to help with share the load on some of the computer stuff, make more time available for all of us to be on the farm. And then for Jessica to be here, we're hoping to move forward a lot of those slow and steady projects that we're working on. And maybe next week we'll give a little more airtime to updating some of the things that are actually going on the farm. I think the big news for me right now is figs are getting ripe, which is absolutely amazing to have a fresh fig right off the tree. Pretty cool. And of course, blackberries are in overdrive right now. So it's all about the figs and the blackberries and some of the greens and some peas and basil and other things. So I believe that's it in terms of our update. Our focus for the week is keep on keeping on, really. And we've got lots of email going out. We've got lots of email coming in. And I didn't mention this to anybody, but I just added to the list, updating the help desk. Because now as we're getting more communications coming and going, we want to Catherine Hayhoe it and make sure that we are capturing the questions that people have and making sure that the answers are available in a nice, neat, easy to access place. So we'll be updating the help desk and sending those links around. And so that's really it. I will go once around just to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. But we have also posted various ways that you can keep in touch. Email's always good, friends@lifeboat.academy, lifeboat.academy being our current landing page and will ultimately be our website. And we're also available on Facebook and Instagram. Just search Lifeboat Academy and we come up. So one last go around the circle. Just is there anything that I've missed or any last thoughts for the good of the cause? Ronnie, over to you.
I'm good. Over to Jen.
I'm excited for all of it. Over to Roland.
Yeah, have a happy week, everyone, and share our information. Let people know who you think would want to invest and be part of the 9891 Spalding Road farm. And see you next week. Over to Ben.
Well, that seems perfect to me. So I think it's a wrap. Talk to you all next week, and spread the word. Let people know. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.